An arrest warrant has been issued by the Justice Department for the former FBI Director James Comey. It's got two accounts accusing him of making threats to inflict bodily harm on President Trump. It's all about this photograph of seashells arranged in the pattern of 8647. It says a reasonable person familiar with the circumstances would interpret the post as intent to do harm. Gene Rossi is a former federal prosecutor. I'm not totally familiar with the whole 86. I sort of know the slang version of it and why it is. But this is a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
Richard, I am holding my tongue as a prosecutor for 27 years. I have to say this. I've seen a lot of bad indictments. I've seen a lot of crazy indictments. But this one is at the top of the list. And it is Exhibit 1 that Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche is auditioning before a jury of one named Donald Trump. I cannot believe that an indictment is based on not words, not writings, but is based on 4 numbers of seashells at a beach. The whole world is just laughing at us right now because this is Exhibit 1 of a vindictive prosecution, a selective prosecution, and just an example of the abusive process that has now infested the hierarchy, not the line attorneys, but the hierarchy of the Department of Justice.
Let me put the opposite point of view to you, bearing in mind that obviously intelligent men and women decided to do it. Surely we need to know, what did Comey think he was doing when he posted that? Because obviously there has to be intent, there has to be a mens rea as part of that. And if he knew what that meant, it means get rid of unavailable, throw out. Then, arguably there might be You're not buying this. I can tell by the look on your face.
Richard, let me give you some law, okay? Because the law is important, even in the United States. Brandenburg v. Ohio, a 1969 case involving the Ku Klux Klan and threats made against Congress, black people, Jewish people. And Mr. Brandenburg made some vitriolic comments, similar, I might add, to the comments made by Donald Trump on January 6th of 2021. Similar. And what that case says is you have to have the intent to incite or produce imminent violence. That's number one. And number two, that your comments will likely produce and incite imminent violence. Taking photos of seashells on a beach with 4 numbers that only about 10% of the population know what they mean is not likely to cause any violence.
And by the way,
yes,
because I've just asked ChatGPT to help me understand where where it comes from, and apparently there's no real single definition, but it doesn't mean it just means to knock out, reject, or remove. It's got no connotation of violence per se. Apparently it goes back to speakeasies during Prohibition when they would say 86 and everybody would go out the back door or something like that. So the link to some weird concept of assassination is almost impossible to draw.
Well, Richard, guess what? You just gave the opening closing for the defense team in this case. That it's attenuated. Listen, everybody on the planet, in the United States especially, abhors violence. And what that individual did last Saturday to take the life of Donald Trump or attempt, I abhor that. That is intolerable. No president, any president, should be subject to attempted assassination or be killed. That is a non-starter. But to use seashells and a photo and an Instagram against the former director of the FBI who voluntarily met with the FBI and was interviewed, to use that as an indictment of two counts that will take away his liberty because the president hates Jim Comey, that is categorically wrong. Wrong.
Gene, thank you for joining us. As we always say when we have a lawyer on the show, send the bill to the usual place. Thank you, sir. We'll take it on advisement.